Kia ora Year 12. In this video, I'm going through an achieved level skill for algebra, which is how to expand three brackets. And there are two really good pages in the Walker book on this, pages 45 to 46. These examples are ones that I've made up on my own. So a couple of things in here. This skill is pretty easy to pick up. Basically, everyone watching this should be really confident with how to expand two brackets. So we're going to start with that, and then we're going to multiply everything through by a third factor. It's very easy, though, to muck up your coefficients. So I'm going to give you a way of doing these that should reduce your small mistakes. What I'd like you to do now is to copy down those questions and have a go at them. And then I'm going to work through them and show you the way that I'd like you to try setting out your working. So for this first one, we've got 2x plus 5 times 3x plus 1 times x minus 7. So always stop and look before you decide which two you're going to multiply out first. Some people like doing the front two first. I usually end up doing the two at the back first and then multiplying by this factor here. But sometimes there'll be an easier way to do it, so it's worth having a look first. But in this case, what I'm going to start with doing is expanding that quadratic. So we're going to have 2x plus 5 times 3x squared plus x minus 21x minus 7. I need to clean up the like terms. And then I'm going to do that again. So 3x squared minus 20x minus 7. Now, what I'm going to do next is 2x times all of this. So 2x times 3x squared, 2x times minus 20x, 2x times negative 7. But I'm going to write it with place value columns in mind. So the 2x times the 3x squared gets me 6x cubed. 2x times negative 20x gets me minus 40x squared, and next 2x times negative 7 gets me negative 14x. So that's the first bit of expanding done. Now I have to do the same thing, but I've got to do the 5 times all of this. So watch how I do the writing out. So I've got plus 15x squared, and I'm going to write it underneath the other x squared term. Then I've got minus 100x and minus 35. Now for me that makes it really easy when I go to collect up my like terms, because I've got 6x cubed, I've got minus 40x squared plus 15x squared gives me minus 25x squared, minus 114x, minus 35. So you don't have to do it like that, but for me that really helps me make fewer small errors. Okay, on to the next three, and then I'm going to give you two to try on your own. So x plus 2 squared times x minus 1. Well, in this case, because this is a perfect square, I'm going to expand those two terms first, and I don't even have to write them out if it's this simple example. It's going to be x squared plus 4x plus 4 times x minus 1. Okay, so the next step is to say it's going to be x times all of this minus 1 times all of this. You can see that you really don't want to have to be drawing those lines because they're really messy. So just writing that out as cleanly as we can, we get x cubed plus 4x squared plus 4x minus x squared minus 4x minus 4. Right, so what I'm doing here is I'm saying x times all of this, and that's giving me this row here, and then minus 1 times all of it. And that gives me that row there. The last thing I have to do is collect up my like terms. So I've got x cubed, I've got plus 4x squared minus an x squared, so that's plus 3x squared, then plus 3x, take away 4. Now let's just see if I've got that right. No, I've made a mistake in there. Right, so that shouldn't have happened because I've just told you this method is great for avoiding mistakes. Look, in here I've got plus 4x, take away 4x. So that leaves me with no x terms. So we don't want that there. Sorry about that. On to question number 3. Now, question number 3 I've written in a slightly interesting way on purpose, because you often see, we're used to seeing x minus 2 squared, right? But this is 2 minus x squared. So I'm going to show you two ways that we can work with this. First way is leaving it exactly as it is. So we've got 2 minus x squared times x plus 3. I'm going to write this out slowly. So we've got 2 minus x times 2 minus x times x plus 3. So expanding this gives me 4, and then plus, what am I doing? I'm doing this in bad order. So it's 4 minus 2x plus x squared, right? So that's 4 here minus 2x here plus x here times x plus 3. And now when I clean that up, I'm going to write it in the right order, or the conventional order, x squared minus 4x plus 4 times x plus 3. Now I'm doing that because I'm less likely to make mistakes if I'm using things I'm really familiar with. I could have left it the other way though. Okay, so lots of choices here. Now I've got x times all of this, so x cubed minus 4x squared plus 4x, and then plus 3x squared minus 12x plus 12. That gives us x cubed minus x squared minus 8x plus 12. So that's that one done. Now the other way that I could have done this, and this is only if you're feeling, I guess, a little bit more confident with what's going on, is that instead of having this as 2 minus x squared, if we write this out slowly, the thing that makes me not that happy with it is having an x that has a minus in front of it. So I can force it into a form where I've got something x, and I do that by taking out a common factor of -1. So 2 minus x is the same as negative x minus 2. So let's just look at how that works. That gives me negative x here, and then negative times the negative is a positive, so I get my plus 2 here. And you can see that what I've got here is -1 times x minus 2 times -1 times x minus 2 times x plus 3. And in this case, these give me +1, so I'm just back to x minus 2 squared times x plus 3. So that's a really long way of saying that when you've got an expression like 3 minus x and you don't like it, you can change it into negative x minus 3, right? If you've got 7 minus k, you can change it into negative k minus 7. And that can come in useful in strange places. Right, one last example, and then 2 for you to try, where I'm just going to give you the answers. So this one, 3x minus 4 to the power of 3. We're going to expand this out. And here's what we get. So 3x minus 4 times 3x minus 4 times 3x minus 4. Now there is another way we could be doing these, using Pascal's triangle. But because my power is only 3, I'm going to do this one the slow way, like this. So we've got 3x minus 4 times 9x squared minus 12x plus 16. Let's clean up our like terms and keep going. Okay, so now we're going to do 3x times all of this, and then minus 4 times all of this. That gives us 27x cubed minus 72x squared plus 48x for the first 3. Now we've got minus 36x squared plus 96x minus 64. And again, you can see I've lined it up in place value columns. So we get 27x cubed minus 180x squared plus 144x minus 64. Now just before this video gets too long, here are 2 for you to try. This is the first one. I want you to have a go at this. So 5x minus 2 cubed, that's the first one. And the second one is 2x plus 1 x minus 2 times 3x plus 4. So pause the video, have a go at those two, and I'll give you the answers in a second. Okay, for question 1, you should have got this. So 5x minus 2 cubed equals all of your working, and you should end up with 125x cubed minus 150x squared plus 60x minus 8. And for the second one, we had 2x plus 1, x minus 2, 3x plus 4, all of your working, and then at the end we should get 6x cubed minus x squared minus 18x minus 8. So there you go, really important skill for you to have down. It comes up quite often in both problem solving, it comes up when we're doing graphing work, and it comes up in the exam. Thanks for watching. That's all the videos from me for tonight.